Good morning, students. In our previous class, we are discussing about the units of rate constant of a reaction with respect to order of the reaction. So, for that, we had taken an equation that is x moles of A, or we had taken the rate equation, that is, the rate is equal to K into concentration of A to the power of x and concentration of B to the power of y. This is the rate equation we had taken experimentally, it is determined. In this experimentally determined rate equation, x and y are the terms which are explaining us about the order of the reaction. So here, now when I'm taking k as the subject, that rate constant as a subject, I'll be getting rate by concentration of A to the power of x into concentration of B to the power of y. Now, when we are taking the dimensions, this is the rate constant. Rate constant equal to, rate is equal to concentration of the reactant by time taken. Concentration of the reactants by time taken. Why? We are having this relationship. This is nothing but concentration, and here x and y are saying about the order of the reaction. So that is why here I am taking concentration to the power of n. Instead of x and y, I am taking n because n is the order of the reaction. Now, when I am simplifying this, I will be getting concentration to the power of 1 minus n into time to the power of minus 1, or inverse of time. This is the dimension for rate constant. Here, concentration generally will be taking in moles per liter, time will be taking in minutes, hours, or seconds, and here n is the order of the reaction. Now, when n is equal to 0, that means this is a zero order reaction. When n is equal to 0, what are its units? So, units of a rate constant for a zero order reaction. How we will be calculating? That is concentration, that is moles per liter to the power of 1 minus n seconds to the power of minus 1. From this dimension, we are taking this one. So here, since a zero order reaction, n will be equal to 0. So automatically, units is equal to moles per liter seconds inverse, or moles liter inverse seconds inverse is the units for zero order reaction. Now, when n is equal to 1, so automatically 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. Anything to the power of 0 is equal to 1. So automatically, for a first order reaction, when n is equal to 1, you can see that moles per liter to the power of 1 minus 1 seconds inverse. So since n is equal to 1, we will be getting 0 here. Anything to the power of 0 is equal to 1. So we are left over with seconds inverse. That means for first order reaction, the units will be seconds inverse, or minutes inverse, or hours inverse. In the same way, if I am taking n is equal to 2, that means if it is a second order reaction, in the place of n, I had to take 2. That means moles per liter to the power of 1 minus 2 seconds inverse. So 1 minus 2 is minus 1. So then I'll be getting liters, moles inverse, seconds inverse as the units. Liters, moles inverse, seconds inverse will be the units for second order reaction. In the same way, when n is equal to 3, that means third order reaction. Third order reaction. Then moles per liter to the power of 1 minus 3 seconds inverse. Here 1 minus 3 means minus 2. So moles per liter to the power of minus 2 seconds inverse will be the units for third order reaction. So like this, we can find out the units for rate constant. Units for rate constant. There are some questions given in objective, that is to say that in your CET, NEET or JEE, where they will be giving you some value and they'll be asking you what is the order of the reaction. They'll be giving you the rate constant value with the units and they'll be asking you what is the order of the reaction. In such cases, by seeing the units given to the value, by seeing the units, we'll be finding out the order of that reaction. We'll be finding out order of the reaction. Okay, so let us see one or two problems on this one. So here on the screen you can see the order of the reaction and its units, and there are two questions given there. So here in this they had given identify the reaction order from each of the following rate constants. They had given the rate constants and asking us to find out what is the order of the reaction. So the rate constant for the first question is given as K is equal to 2.3 into 10 to the power of minus 5 liters moles inverse seconds inverse. So already we had just now found out what is the rate constant, or so what are the units of rate constant of a reaction. For zero order we had seen, first order, second order and third order we had seen. Now based upon this, the units are given as liters, moles inverse, seconds inverse. From the information we had, what we had calculated earlier, we can find that this is belonging to a second order reaction, because the units of rate constant is given as liters, moles inverse, seconds inverse. So for the first one, it is second order reaction. In the second question, they had given that K is equal to 3 into 10 to the power of minus 4 seconds inverse. So here the units of rate constant is given as a seconds inverse. So that is why this is belonging to first order reaction. So in this questions, what we are observing, by given value or given rate units of rate constant, we are finding out the order of the reaction. Then let us learn about another new term called as molecularity. Molecularity. In a simple way, we can say that molecularity means the number of reactant molecules participating in a reaction. The number of reactant molecules participating in a reaction is called as a molecularity. The number of reactant molecules participating in a reaction is called as molecularity. Let us see. If you see these three reactions here, in the first one, what is the definition of molecularity we are saying? The definition of, in the definition of molecularity, we are saying that the number of reactant molecules participating in a reaction is called as molecularity, we are saying. In the first equation, NH4NO2 gives rise to N2 plus 2H2. In this, the reactant molecule is 1. So it is called as unimolecular. This reaction is a unimolecular reaction. Unimolecular reaction. This reaction is called as unimolecular, where molecularity is equal to 1. The same way, in the second equation, 2Hi gives rise to H2 plus I2. Here, two molecules of hydrogen iodide are decomposing into H2 and I2 respectively. That means to say that two molecules of Hi means molecularity is 2. Then it is called as a bimolecular. 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 In the same way, if you see the third example, two molecules of NO reacts with one molecule of O2. Two molecules of NO reacts with one molecule of O2 to produce 2NO2. Here, 2 plus 1, 3 molecules are participating in the reaction. Then it is a trimolecular. The molecularity of this reaction is trimolecular. In some other context, they will be using the word termolecular also. Trimolecular or termolecular, where the molecularity of that reaction will be 3. Now, if you see this big reaction, a large, a reaction in which you can see that many molecules are involved in that. One molecule of KClO3 reacts with 6 molecules of FeSO4 to produce 3 molecules of to react with 3 molecules of H2SO4. That means to say that 1 molecule of KClO3, 6 molecules of FeSO4, 3 molecules of H2SO4 are reacting here. That means to say that total of 3 plus 6, 9 plus 1, 10 molecules are involving here. But here we cannot say that reactive molecularity of that reaction is a 10, because molecularity of any reaction could be 3 or less than 3 only. It cannot be more than 3. Why? Because technically, when a reaction is going on, the collisions between the molecules is a possible maximum with 3 molecules only. So that is why molecularity can be 3 only. But you may have a doubt, sir, when these many molecules are involved in the reaction, why can't we say the molecularity as 10? Because when there are many reactions into consideration or many reactants into consideration, we say complex reactions. When many reactants are there in these such reactions, that is complex reactions, we can see that that reaction will be having some reaction mechanism. That reaction will be having some reaction mechanism. With respect to order also, order of the reaction can also be maximum 3 only. Molecularity is also 3. Then when there are more number of reactants in a reaction, then we will be considering the reaction mechanism. In that reaction mechanism, the slowest step of the reaction mechanism will be determining the rate of reaction. So here we are learning about another new word, rate determining step. Rate determining step. What is this rate determining step? It is the slowest step of reaction mechanism. The slowest step of reaction mechanism will be determining the rate of that reaction. Not only rate of reaction, it also determines about the molecularity and order of the reaction also. So rate determining step is nothing but slowest step of reaction mechanism. Slowest step of reaction mechanism is called as rate determining step. For example, a small reaction, a small hypothetical reaction I am giving you. A plus B gives rise to C. Let us hope so. This is a reaction. This is an overall reaction. When I am writing the mechanism, A is converted into X. This is a fast reaction. Let us hope so. Then X is reacting with B to produce C. Let us think that this is a slow reaction. So due to which now in the slow reaction, how many molecules are present here? 2 molecules are present. So automatically here the order of the reaction will be 2 and the molecularity also will be 2. So the slowest step of reaction mechanism will determine the rate of reaction. In the same way, in the previous chapter, that is haloalkanes, when Suresh sir is taking the class, he had explained you about SN1 reaction mechanism and SN2 reaction mechanism. There you will be coming across this concept. The slowest step will be determining the rate of reaction. The slowest step will be saying about the molecularity of the reaction. The slowest step will be saying about the order of the reaction. So always remember that the slowest step of reaction mechanism is the rate determining step. I hope I am clear. Now let us see the differences between molecularity and order of the reaction So you can see on the screen the differences between molecularity and order of the reaction. You can see the differences between order and molecularity of the reaction. So order of the reaction is an experimental quantity. It can be 0 and even a fraction value or a negative value also. We had already studied that order of the reaction is an experimental value. It can be 0 or a fractional value or sometimes a negative value also. But molecularity cannot be 0 or a non-integer. It can be 1, 2, 3 like that only. Order is applicable to elementary as well as complex reactions. Order of the reaction will be applicable to any such reaction. But molecularity is applicable only for elementary reactions. For complex reactions, we have to go, has no meaning, because in the fourth example, we had seen KClO3 plus 6 FeSO4 plus 3 H2SO4. In that, we are having 10 molecules. It is a complex reaction. So there, molecularity 10 means it is not having any meaning. For a complex reaction, order is given by the slowest step. So the slowest step will be determining the order of the reaction. The same way, molecularity of the slowest step is the same as the order of the overall reaction. So molecularity is also determined by taking the slowest step of the reaction mechanism. So in this way, we can see the differences between order of the reaction and molecularity of the reaction. Order of the reaction and molecularity of the reaction. Now take down another problem based for order of the reaction. It is given as, for a reaction A plus B gives rise to products. In a reaction A plus B gives rise to products. The rate law is given by R is equal to K into, the rate law is given by R is equal to K into A to the power of half into B to the power of 2. A to the power of half into B to the power of 2. So when K is equal to R into A to the power of half into B to the power of 2. What is order of the reaction? Order of the reaction means it is the sum of powers of concentration terms in an experimentally determined rate equation. So they had given the experimentally determined rate equation. They had given the experimentally determined rate equation as R is equal to K is equal to R into concentration. R is equal to K into concentration of A to the power of half into concentration of B to the power of 2. So now they are asking us, what is the order of the reaction? Order of the reaction is equal to, order is N, order of A plus order of B. Order with respect to A is half, order with respect to B is 2. So what is the order of the reaction now? 5 by 2. 5 by 2. In the same way, please note down the next problem. The conversion of molecules of X to Y follows a second order kinetics. Conversion of molecules from X to Y. That means X gives rise to Y. It is following order of second order reaction. That means N is equal to 2. If the concentration of X is increased to 3 times, how will it affect the rate of formation of Y? The conversion of molecules X to Y follows second order kinetics. If concentration of X is increased to 3 times, how will it affect the rate of formation of Y? So that is the question given to us. Let us see how we are going to do it. For this, I will be giving you a small formula. Here, number of times increase or decrease in concentration of reactants. Number of times increase or decrease in concentration of reactants to the power of N is equal to number of times increase or decrease in rate of reaction number of times increase or decrease in concentration of the reactants to the power of N equal to number of times increase or decrease in rate of reaction. So now, in this, what they had given? when the concentration of X is increased by 3 times. That means here number of times increase in concentration of the reactant is 3 times. To the power of n, in that reaction, order of the reaction is given as 2. It is a second order kinetics, they said. That means order of the reaction is 2. That means n value is equal to 2. Equal to 3 into 2. Sorry, 3 to the power of 2. That means to say that 3 into 3. 9 times. That is, rate of the reaction will be increased by 9 times. Rate of the reaction will be increased by 9 times. Rate of the reaction will be increased by 9 times. So you have to remember this formula. Number of times increase or decrease in concentration of the reactant to the power of n equal to number of times increase or decrease in the rate of reaction. Here n is order of the reaction. N is order of the reaction. So according to the problem, they said that concentration of X is tripled. That means increased by 3 times. And said that order of the reaction is 2. So 3 to the power of 2 is equal to 9. That means rate of reaction will be increased by 9 times. Rate of the reaction will be increased by 9 times. Now, from this moment, we are going to learn about few things which are very important for your board exam point of view, as well as the objective point of view, that is NEET, CET or JEE. All these are related to each other now. We are going to learn about integrated equations for rate constant of a particular order of the reaction. So for that, first we are going to learn about a zero order reaction. Zero order reaction. What is a zero order reaction? Zero order reaction is a reaction in which rate of the reaction is independent of concentration of the reactants. Rate of the reaction is independent of concentration of the reactants. Rate of the reaction is independent of concentration of the reactants. That means rate of the reaction will not depend upon the concentration of the reactants. Rate of the reaction will be depending upon some other factors. For example, there are some reactions which are enzyme catalyzed. Such reactions we are calling them as enzyme catalyzed reactions. There are some reactions in which we are going to see that some metals are going to be the catalysts on which the reactant molecules will be adsorbed and reacting with each other. In such conditions, the reactions rate will not be depending upon the concentration of the reactants. Such reactions in which reactions or rate of reaction is independent of concentration of the reactant, such reactions are called as zero order reactions. Now, let us see how we are going to derive an equation for rate constant of a zero order reaction. Derivation of rate constant of a zero order reaction. So here I am considering a reaction. R gives rise to products. I am considering a reaction, a zero order reaction. Considering a zero order reaction. Zero order reaction. Considering a zero order reaction, R gives rise to products. When I am saying that it is a zero order reaction, its rate R is equal to minus dr by dt equal to K into concentration of R to the power of 0. The rate can be calculated as minus dr by dt. What is this minus dr by dt? A small decrease in concentration of the reactant by time taken. Or we can also calculate the rate of reaction by taking the equation R is equal to rate constant into concentration of the reactant to the power of 0. Why it is to the power of 0? Because it is zero order reaction. So anything to the power of 0, anything to the power of 0 is equal to 1. So automatically minus dr by dt equal to K. Now I am rearranging how dr equal to minus K dt. dr is equal to minus K dt. Now integrating on both the sides. Integrating on both the sides. That means integration of dr equal to integration of minus K dt. Now how we are going to solve this one? For that, in integration we are having a formula. In integration we are having a formula. Integration of x to the power of n into dx. Integration of x to the power of n into dx is equal to x to the power of n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus c, or here in I am taking I, where I is integration constant, all of you know it. Now I am applying this one to all these two. How? For example, integration of dr. How I am going to write this one? Integration of 1 into dr, which is equal to integration of r to the power of 1, sorry, r to the power of 0 into dr. So I am applying the formula now, which is equal to r to the power of 0 plus 1 by 0 plus 1 plus I1, which is equal to r plus I1. In the same way, integration of minus K dt. Since minus K is a constant value, minus K integration of dt. Now minus K integration of 1 into dt, which is equal to minus K into integration of t to the power of 0 into dt, where you are going to get minus K into t to the power of 0 plus 1 by 0 plus 1 into, sorry, plus I2. That is equal to minus Kt plus I2. By taking these two equations into consideration, since I1 and I2 are constants, we can simplify it as R is equal to minus Kt plus I. So from this one and from this two together, we can write this one as like this. So I am continuing it here. Integration of dr is equal to integration of minus K dt is equal to R equal to minus Kt plus I. Now when T is equal to 0, that is initially when I am starting the reaction, then T is equal to 0. Then concentration of R is called as initial concentration. Here, this one is initial concentration. Initial concentration, R naught. Now, so substituting these two, that is R is equal to, R is nothing but R naught now, equal to minus K into 0 plus I. Therefore, I is equal to R naught. So, I value is R naught, that is initial concentration. Therefore, R is equal to minus KT plus R naught. So, rearranging KT equal to R naught minus R. Or K is equal to R naught minus R by T. This is called as formula for rate constant of a zero order reaction. Formula for rate constant of a zero order reaction. So this working what we had done, it is only for our understanding. Only for understanding. You need not write in the exam. So directly after integration, you can go to this step and you can continue. This is only to make you understand. I had written this one in mathematical equations. So this equation is the formula for a rate constant of a zero order reaction. Formula for rate constant of a zero order reaction. Now, let us see this equation. What is that equation? R is equal to minus KT, or R is equal to R naught minus KT. Sorry, sir. R is equal to minus KT plus R. R naught. So here it is in y is equal to mx plus c form. When I am plotting a graph with time on x-axis and concentration of R on y-axis, I will be getting a negative slope. This is R naught and slope equal to minus k. Slope is equal to minus k. And the intercept is R naught. So this is a very important 3 marks question. Derive an equation for rate constant of a zero order reaction. Derive an equation for rate constant of a zero order reaction. That is the question here. Now, in the same way, let us derive another equation, that is derivation of rate constant of a first order reaction. First order reaction. First order reaction. What is a first order reaction? What is a first order reaction? A reaction in which the concentration of the reactants are raised to the power of 1. Then such reactions are called as first order reactions, where the rate of the reaction is only depending upon concentration of one of the reactant, which is raised to the power of 1. Now, let us consider a first order reaction. Consider a first order reaction. What is that? Reactants gives rise to products. The first order reaction is reactants gives rise to products. Here, rate is equal to minus dr by dt, a small decrease in concentration of reactants by time taken, which is equal to, rate can also be calculated by the equation R is equal to K into concentration of R to the power of 1. Concentration of R to the power of 1. Now, here minus dr by dt is equal to K into R. So, rearranging, dr by concentration of R is equal to minus K dt. Minus K dt. Integrating on both the sides. Integrating on both the sides. So, how to integrate this one? Let us see. For this, we have to use the formula log of f of x to the base e. This is the formula. Am I right? Now, we have to apply for this one. That is dr by r. So, for our convenience, I can write this one as integration of 1 by r into dr. So, derivative of this one is 1. So, automatically we can apply into this formula, that is equal to log of concentration of r to the base e. So, this can also be written as ln of r, Napier logarithms. So, the base e means Napier logarithms. So, ln of r we will be writing. In the same way, integration of k dt is equal to, since this is a constant value, minus k integration of dt minus k. So, here we are going to apply the previous formula. T to the power of 0 into dt, which is equal to minus k into t to the power of 0 plus 1 by 0 plus 1 plus I. So, here we had missed here plus I. Here we will be getting log of r to the base e plus I1, or which can be written as ln of r plus I1. So plus I2 here. That means we'll be getting minus KT plus I2. So from these two, that is ln of R plus I1 equal to minus KT plus I2. By taking this one, ln of R equal to minus KT plus I. This is the equation we are going to get by integrating this one. That means ln of R equal to minus KT plus I. Here ln of R means log to the base E. Log to the base E is called as ln or Napier logarithms. So now initially when t is equal to 0, when t is equal to 0, R is equal to R naught, that is initial concentration of the reactant is R naught. Initial concentration of the reactant is R naught. So therefore ln of R naught is equal to minus K into 0 plus I. Therefore I is equal to ln of R naught. So substituting the value of I in this equation, that means to say that ln of R equal to minus KT plus ln of R naught. Therefore, rearranging this one, you will be getting KT equal to ln of R naught minus ln of R. Here, you know the formula, log A minus log B. Log A minus log B is equal to log A by B. So therefore, KT equal to log R naught by R to the base E. So here ln of A, that means nothing but log of A to the base E. Log of A to the base E. When I'm converting this one into log to the base 10, then it is 2.303 into log A to the base 10. So conversion of Napier into natural. Napier logarithms into natural logarithms. So automatically I am getting K T is equal to 2.303 log initial concentration by final concentration to the base 10. To the base 10. Or simply K is equal to 2.303 by T log of R naught by R to the base 10. So this equation is called as equation for rate constant of a first order reaction. 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 K is equal to 2.303 by T log of R naught by R to the base 10. That is called as rate constant of a first order reaction. Now, if you see this equation, Y is equal to mx plus c. So when you are plotting a graph, what is that you are going to get? Check it. So what is the slope here? What is the slope? minus K. Am I right? In the same way, what is the intersect? Intersect is R naught. So these two derivations, this is very much important. Many times it is given in the final examination for PU. So derive an equation for rate constant of a first order reaction. Rate constant of a first order reaction. So another graph by showing time on the x-axis, log of R naught by R. From the equation, you can take this one. From the equation, you'll be getting this one. Okay, let us continue in the next class.